Welcome to episode 43 of Tools in the Hall. I like to show you new stuff every tool haul, and we've got a few things this go around that I have not purchased before, so I don't know if you've seen them on anyone else's tool haul videos, but I know I haven't showed them to you here, so I'm dying to dig in. I've got, I haven't yet had a chance to unbox everything or look through it, so I don't really know everything that I've got. So bear with me as I do some unboxing for the first time and see what I've actually took in. This one I know I've got, because I've been waiting on this for a while. It was a back order item, and I did it as part of a bundle deal. I had a customer who owns an alignment and brake shop. That's all they do. And just two guys who own it together. Awesome guys. We have the best non-tool related conversations you could ever want to have. I love these guys a lot. They're a ton of fun. And I'm honored that they keep me as their exclusive tool guy. And they've had opportunities in the past to be serviced by other tool trucks, and they have always turned them away because they said they get everything they could possibly want and more from me. So thank you to Austin's Finest Brakes and Alignment, to Jesse and John up there. I really deeply appreciate the relationship that I have with you and the business that you give me, and it's been wonderful for, we're going on 7 years now. And they're one of the highlights of my week. I love seeing those guys, so thank you very much. What happened, I don't know, but maybe back last summer, we started talking about scanners, and they needed a scanner to specifically manage the brake systems on European cars, because I guess they're electric or electrically actuated brakes, or I don't know anything about the brake systems on these cars other than you need a scanner because they're electric or electronically actuated. I don't know if are they hydraulic? You would certainly know better than I do, guys who work on European stuff and talk about the need for scanners with brakes. So we were talking initially about what they would need. And they've had a chance to use scanners that friends of theirs owned, so they could at least understand what functionality they were looking for. And the nice thing about being an independent tool dealer like I am is I have access to a lot of different brands. I can get Autel, Launch, OTC, Bosch, Can Do. There's a few other brands I think in there, but the ones that I generally gravitate toward is from Autel, because their products are very easy to use. Even if you own, say, their code reader and you're upgrading to a bi-directional scanner, you're familiar with the interface because they've done a very good job of designing the interface so that you're comfortable across all their platforms. And their stuff is rather intuitive. The home screen just has some, like, 6 big icons on it, and you can choose which one you want and start digging in from there. They're easy to update. They're easy to maintain. They're not that expensive to buy subscriptions for every year, but like any scanner, they are subscription-based, and it gives you coverage for the entire year for the duration of that subscription. And when we were talking about the functionality they needed, I was doing my best to give them some comparisons between brands and between models. So we started honing it down to the Autel product line. And when it came down to deciding which one they wanted, they decided to go with the one that had more functionality than not, so that they wouldn't be stuck wanting the function for something that they didn't have. Even though they may not have been able to foresee needing it, they at least wanted to have it in their back pocket. And that's great, but it comes at a price because you're going to pay more for more functionality. So anyway, so they got an MS909, and I wanted to get them the full adapter kit for all the different models of cars that they'd see. And it does not come with that kit. But I decided, because they're such good customers and I really do appreciate the scanner sale, I am going to give it to them at no additional cost. So even though it was not originally included with the scanner they bought, I am giving them the complete adapter set that works on their 909 platform. I'm trying to get this so it doesn't fall all over the place so you can see it. All right. So it comes in a case that has an upper section and a lower section. And the nice thing about the way they put this together is all the adapters are labeled. So right on the adapter, for example, Nissan. And Kia. And every adapter has its own label. Very easy to see which ones they are. And the blow molded case has the place for that adapter embossed right in the plastic. And the ones this comes with is the round adapter for BMW, Chrysler, a couple of different Mercedes-Benz, the Kia I showed you, Mazda, Nissan I showed you, the Mitsubishi Hyundai adapter, this guy, and a VW Audi adapter. So this should cover every European car that they're going to see in their shop. And I'm happy to get it to them because we've been waiting on this for about a month. It was on back order. There, you can probably get a better view of it. And I might use this for my, whoops. Might use this for my thumbnail. So that's that. It's going to complete the sale, and so far these guys are very happy with the scanner choice that they made. They had a chance to get it all set up and initialized and start using it already, and they're very, very happy because it allows them a greater efficiency, and it allows them to offer some additional services that they can upcharge for. So it's a good upsell opportunity for them. And anytime a shop like that can get something like this in their toolbox, so to speak, it can have a great benefit, because until they had this level of diagnostic or interface capability with cars, they're really pretty old school guys. They still use air tools, and they just have a couple of lifts in the shop. They're small, but they do a great business, and they never wanted to expand because they didn't think they could replicate the success that they had. And you know, the two of those guys are a great team, and they just know how to do what they do, and they've hit their sweet spot. And it was time for them to become a little more modernized and contemporary with what they can do. So this is a big step for them, because these guys are really analog guys in a digital world, and now they're bringing a digital aspect or component into the business. It's going to allow them to do that much more, charge more, make some more money, get some more business, and they can now become a resource for other shops. They already do a lot of alignments for other shops, but now they can do some diagnostics too. I didn't know how popular these are going to be, so I went kind of light on getting any on the truck, and it took me a while to go through my initial inventory on these. This is the Milwaukee Red Lithium USB 3.0 rechargeable work light. It is a very handy light. I don't know why it really hasn't caught on like a lot of other work lights. It's not the cheapest light you'll ever find. It's $180, but it has a stick light on it that swivels, and it has a magnet base. It comes with a USB cord for recharging it. You can plug it right into the charging port that's on here. It also has a drop-on charger option that will charge a second battery and use the external contacts on the light to lay it flat and charge it that way. I had a customer who really wanted one of these. I think he bought one already, if I'm not mistaken, and he needed a second one. He loves the light, so I'm glad that it's found a good audience with him. He works in a shop where he's very influential, and when other guys see what he's buying, a lot of times it drives sales in a particular direction. And the shop that he's at just hired a bunch of new guys. So there might be a really good opportunity to get some more of these out in the field and get them some use. I think they're nicely built, they're rugged. He works on sanitation trucks, so they need a lot of light to do what they do, and this is a great tool in his arsenal for that. Vim has perhaps the most elegant socket rail on the market. They are these very nice aluminum rails with these magnetic strips that run the length of them, and they're also magnet on the back. They're just a bare rail, and what you have to buy in addition to the rail are these posts that will slide into this track. It's difficult to see on the camera. See if this will focus on it. So there's the end of the track there, and you get these screw-on posts with little T-posts on the bottom there. It slides to this track. Then you slide them along, and then you screw them down, and you can space them out to make room for all your sockets. And the rails come in different lengths. This is a 20-inch. They have a 16 and a 12. I think they have a 10 and an 8, if I'm not mistaken. They have different colors. They have black and red. And you just buy the posts separately, and then you can make whatever configuration you want. It's a nice, strong magnet. You can actually hang a full set of sockets on the magnet on these in the side of your box or your cart. Very elegant. Pricey. But if you're ready to up your game in socket storage, it might be a really good option for you because it gives you some versatility in how you can lay it out and space them out for your sockets. Oh. I didn't know what this was because it took so long to come in. It's been on back order for a while. Customer of mine works for the city of Austin, and the city mandates that all their technicians have at least certain tools in their toolboxes, and they have this sheet that they publish with all the requirements. Most guys don't go to the tool trucks for these tools because it's an outdated list which contains things that a lot of the guys don't use. But the city mandates that they own them anyway, so they have to buy them. So they don't generally get them on the tool trucks. But when I was talking to my customer about his needs here, he does need some quarter drive swivel sockets in chrome, but he doesn't want to spend a lot of money because he doesn't use them that often. I mean, the guy's been turning wrenches for years, and he's never really needed them somehow. So when I was looking for something that fit the bill, I decided to go with the Astro set because it is so much less expensive than any other tool truck brand. This is $58 for the 7-piece standard set. He already took delivery of the metric set from me a couple months ago. But these were on back order and they just came in. He's in no rush. He has till, I think, the end of the year to complete his list. So he was willing to wait as long as it took to get them, and they just came in. They're great quality. I've never seen an issue with any of Astro's tools. I'm not as familiar with their hand tools as I am with their air tools, but I have bought a number of their hand tools in the past. Never a problem. I think the quality is very good. They don't necessarily have the same warranties. Like, they don't necessarily put lifetime warranties on the hand tools and sockets and things like everyone else does, but for the price difference, it might be worth it to you. And that's one of these things where you have to weigh the options and decide where the value is. Maybe the value to you is saving money up front and going without the lifetime warranty, whereas something else may be willing to spend that extra money and go with lifetime warranty. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it. But this is the stuff that's important to know so that you can make the best informed decision that you can. And I make sure that people know this stuff before they make a purchase like that, because it's very important that you know exactly what it is you're getting into. Master Cool has the 8-sided high-side sockets for your AC systems. I can't take it out of the package because it's sealed in there. A lot of technicians do not know what this is, and they don't know to ask for it. And a lot of times they'll come on the truck and ask if I have they don't know how to describe it, so they say it's a socket for the AC system. I said, is it the 8-sided? Is the 8-sided high side socket? 8-point high side socket. I go, oh yeah, that's the one, because it's the only one that I know of, and Mastercool makes it. It is exactly the one they need for that size fitting. So that came in because I just sold the other one that I had on the truck. So that's replacing it in inventory. Just got some stubby ratcheting wrenches from Gearwrench, some 3-inch backing pads for roll lock discs that you use on your die grinder from K-Tool. And I got a 1-inch stubby wrench. You don't generally find stubby wrenches that go to 1 inch. There are a few brands that have them, but not everybody does. A lot stop at 15/16 or 7/8. This is the one from Sunex, and the reason why you don't find the stubby ones with the larger sizes is because you usually need more leverage to turn the larger nut or bolt than you would get with the stubby wrench. So I've never seen a stubby larger than 1 inch. 1 inch is absolutely the maximum I've ever seen on any brand. Ernst makes a lot of great organizational tools for your toolbox. This is their pliers organizer. You just lay your pliers on end in there, and this will hold up to 10 pliers. You save a tremendous amount of horizontal drawer space with these, but you do use up vertical space, so you need a deeper drawer. And just know this is going to take up the height of the drawer up to the top of the handles in your pliers. So there's a trade-off. Do you give up the linear horizontal space by taking up the vertical space, or do you keep your vertical space and use a shallow drawer and lay your stuff flat and take up? It's entirely up to you how you organize it. Just know that there's lots of options there, and depending on how you want to lay out your tools, there's probably an organizer for it. Ernst is excellent at what they make. Hansen makes good socket organizers. I get ones from K-Tool, Gearwrench, and the Tool Grid system is probably the granddaddy of them all. That's just a wonderful, wonderful system that uses these pegboards that lay flat in your toolbox, and you can buy different kinds of clips. And you lay the clips out to hold all your tools. Wonderful system, very nice, very neat. Not that expensive, actually. You'll save yourself money over the long run in buying individual socket rails and things if you purchase the Tool Grid system. I've bragged about these lots of times because I'm jealous that I didn't invent them, and I think they're a fantastic idea. From Gray Pneumatic, this is the 3-piece adapter set. This one goes 1/4 to 3/8. This one goes 3/8 to 1/2 inch. This goes 1/2 inch to 3/4. And you use these on your ratchet or your impact tool where you need to go up a size in your socket from the drive size on the tool. And the genius thing about these is the anvil of your tool goes up inside the socket as opposed to just having the adapter piece actually to kind of be a little bit longer and having it sit on top of the anvil. The anvil goes inside here. That's smart because it reduces the torsional forces on the adapter and it reduces breaking. I have never seen a broken one of these, but they do have a lifetime warranty. So if you do break them, I'll just replace it. But it's a wonderful design. Hats off to whoever invented it. Gray Pneumatic has this set. Sunex has a set. There are a few different brands that have them. It's easiest for me to replace the Gray Pneumatic ones under warranty, even though I've never had to do it. They individually number the parts, and they have better availability for the open stock on these than the other ones, which is why I go with the Gray Pneumatic. I don't do a lot of business with paint and body shops, but I have a few paint and body shops that I do good regular business with. And there's a fella who works at one that I do occasional business with. And he's the kind of guy who doesn't go nuts buying tools. He's very patient. He buys what he needs when he has either taken on the work that requires it, or he's been working his way up and through and being shown how to do new things. So I admire his patience because he does himself a great service by not rushing onto all the tool trucks and buying a ton of stuff and going into big debt. He's very patient with that. And he asked me to get him a door box sanding block set. This is a 7-piece set that has, dang it, I thought I remembered. Is this the hook and loop or is this the PSA? Oh, let's open it and find out. There's 2 different types of kit here. Door block has the hook and loop or the Velcro system for shops that have that kind of sandpaper. And they also have what's called a pressure sensitive adhesive or PSA style. That's for the other kind of sandpaper that you just press on and it sticks using a mild adhesive. Oh, this is the This is the PSA. So there's no and there's no Velcro on here. So you stick your sandpaper on here, and this has a bunch of different sizes of blocks. It's got your long one, your medium one, short one. It's kind of cool because they even give you soaps with it. 3 bars of soaps, different thickness on the blocks. And they have this more compact rectangular one and also this round one. So it'll handle all kinds of different contours. And there are different brands that make sanding blocks. I think Door Block is one of the more popular ones. But they do have different ones from different companies that use different materials, and it really depends on what works for you, given the stuff that you work on, given your preferences on how the tool feels in your hand and how well you can make it conform to the contours of your work. So Door Block's been around a long time. Restocking some Coast lights. This is their XP series flashlight with a headlamp. There are different versions of these same lights in different sizes, and they put out different power ratings, so different brightness. The great thing about Coast lights, as you've heard me say a million times, is they have a lifetime warranty. They're less expensive than Streamlight, and it's easier to fulfill warranties on these because I'm going to swap out the broken one. I don't have to send it to anybody. Streamlight, I have to send the broken lights into Streamlight, and we wait for them to fix or replace it and send it back. These, I don't have to do that. I just hand a new one to you, and then I take care of it on the back end with my distributor. Very convenient for everybody involved. And like I said, the pricing is better than Streamlight, so I do believe you get a superior product, and they seem to hold up just as well as the Streamlights do. All aluminum housing. They have external charging ports. They're just great lights that just work, and I really like that about them. There's nothing worse than getting a product which is unreliable and doesn't perform when you need it to. But the Coast stuff is just all pro grade, and the Coast company's excellent at standing behind the products. If you need an 18-inch long 3/8 drive ratchet, you don't have a ton of choices. Usually, when the handle gets long enough, you're going to be putting on so much leverage that they're going to limit the drive size because you're just going to break it with the amount of leverage that they give you. So Easy Red has one of the few 3/8 drive flex head long-handled ratchets. Gearwrench has an excellent 18-inch 3/8 drive ratchet, but it's got a fixed head. This one has a locking flex head, 18 inches long. There's a locking button on the side here. Just push that in, unlocks the head. Then you can have about a dozen different positions on the head. How many different positions? Doesn't say, but there's a few. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Yeah, 12. Now, what can you say about it? It's just a good, serviceable, long-handled flex head 3/8 ratchet. One of the only ones that I can ever find. And I've had no problems with Easy Red's quality at all. This stuff is built well, easy to service and fix or replace if it goes bad. Piece of cake. And the price is pretty good on these, $87 on the truck. I know it seems like a lot of money for a ratchet if you're not familiar with tool truck pricing, but if you're familiar with tool truck pricing, you'll say, only $87? I'll take 3. It's a tale of 2 punch and chisel sets. The first one comes in a roll-up nylon pouch. And is from Astro. This is their 16-piece set. It's got a whole selection of punches and chisels and a gauge for sharpening your chisels. Everything's nicely labeled in there. It has a whole selection of taper punches, pin punches, I think 5 different chisels, 3 different chisels. Really nice set. With a roll-up pouch that has a Velcro closure on it. And the price is crazy cheap for tool truck price. This guy goes for not much. I think $45 if I'm not mistaken, maybe $48 for a complete set of punches and chisels. Really good. And I sold a bunch of these because the price is so good for guys that just need something that's good and serviceable, and maybe if they're not wailing on it every day, it's just right for them, and can't go wrong with them. Now, on the other end is this set from Mayhew. This is a 19-piece set, also comes in a nylon roll-up pouch. Every position there is labeled for all your different pieces. This one comes with 5 chisels and an array of taper punches and pin punches. The price difference is a lot. This one's $169.99 with a lifetime warranty and everything in there. They're made in the US. The Astro ones are not. They're made in Taiwan, China. So these are in China, Mayhew's in the US. And one of the reasons why I like Mayhew so much is because they do so much of their manufacturing in the States. Not all of it. They do get some stuff made in Taiwan, like these Mayhew hook and pick set. It's a product out of Taiwan, but great quality, never a problem with anything that they sell. Mayhew makes great pry bars, and they make great hooks and picks, chisels, punches. They make a really nice set of pockets, pry bars, and there's never a quality issue with them. I love all their stuff. I like the company. I like how they do business. I like Astro too, for a lot of reasons. But it just shows you that there's going to be a cost to buying stuff that's made in the US. There's going to be I don't know that there's a quality difference because I've never had problems with either the Astro or the Mayhew stuff that I've ever sold. But, you know, there's different preferences for different people for different reasons. Maybe you need some stuff in one set that's not in the other, or vice versa. But it gives you choices, and I think that that's the way tool buying should be on a tool truck. It's not that way on the franchise brands, because if you're not careful, they'll try to get you to believe that if it's not their brand, then it's no good. But that's certainly not the case, because Mayhew actually makes tools that a lot of the other tool truck brands sell under their own name. So Matco, for example, gets a lot of their stuff manufactured by Mayhew and Astro and other companies that manufacture and then put someone else's brand on it. When you walk on a Matco truck, they sell the same exact things that I sell. And there's also very true for Mac and Cornwell. Snap-on still does a lot of its own manufacturing, but not all. And they even they buy a lot of stuff from other companies and put their brand on it. So there's a lot of moving parts to the tool world, and it pays to know as much as you can so that you're not paying more than you have to and still getting quality products with really good service from your tool guy. Shop it around when you can. Ask questions, because you deserve to know what the answers are. Gearwrench has a very good pinless swivel adapter set, 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive in this one. And this is the kind that you've seen from Matco, and Craftsman used to have these back in the day. They don't have a pin that the adapter pivots around on. Instead, they have these 4 lobes that are held in under spring tension with a retainer clip. And some guys prefer these because the pin will break oftentimes on the ones that have a pin, or they'll get gunked up pretty easy and the whole swivel part will jam up. So these don't intend to fail that way. The failures I've seen in these are people crack the housing or something, but they've got a lifetime warranty, so we cover it, no problem. And you'll pay a little bit less, I think, for these than you do a lot of other brands. Well, it's been a long time coming for these. These are the Mountain brand 5-piece double box universal reversible ratcheting wrench set. These are the ones that have spline drive ends. And spline drive ends work on 6 different fastener types. They work on spline, 6-point, rounded off 6-point, 12-point, Torx, and square. These have been a back order forever. I also get the K-Tool branded ones. I used to get Monster branded ones. These are also the same exact set that you'll find on the Matco truck. And I think Cornell's got the same ones under their brand. They're made by a Chinese company called, someone tell me, is it Sabo? Did I get that right? S-A-B-O, I think. They make them for everybody, slap everyone's name on it, and sell them to whoever wants to buy them. So a lot of the larger tool companies buy them and sell them. They're all the same exact wrench. The only difference is price. Last time I was in a conversation with somebody about it, he asked how much they were in my truck. They're about $235 for the 5-piece set. And he said, the Matco guy wanted $500 for them. And you could have knocked me over. I was blown away. But that was their price for the same wrenches. You know, the pricing really does vary. You have to shop it around and have to ask. And don't be too eager to buy the first thing that you see come along, because chances are good you can get the same thing somewhere else and save yourself a ton of money and still get the same level of convenience if you have really good tool guys. Perhaps the handiest diagnostic tool on the face of the planet is the PowerProbe 3. They come in lots of different colors. I usually stock the green one on the shelf because if I have a choice, I'm going to always go with the green. This is so handy. I would consider it the indispensable diagnostic tool. It only does a few things, but does them perfectly well. It's a voltmeter with a digital display, so it gives you a voltage readout. Continuity tester. It tests for ground, and you can inject power anywhere along the line in your testing, and you can bench test components. It's not difficult to use, but some people do get intimidated by doing electrical diagnostic work. I understand that. Learning to use a PowerProbe 3 takes a lot of the mystery away from doing electrical work. And the one thing I know to be true in this world is the more you learn about something, the less intimidating it gets. And a tool like this will send you on your way to becoming much, much, much better at working with electrical systems, because it makes it easy to troubleshoot and subsequently repair whatever is broken in the system, because you can quickly isolate where a failure is. You just hook you just hook your lead up to a 12-volt battery source, and then with a probe on the end here, you touch it to something that you're testing, and it'll read the voltage. It'll tell you if there's continuity. You can test fuses with it. You can test relays with it. You can even put a step-down adapter in between this probe and the tool. So you just pull the probe off, stick the adapter on, stick the probe on the tool, and that steps down the power output to 5 volts. So you're not going to fry electrical subsystems in swanky cars that you might just be, you know, pushing 12 volts of power to the next thing you know, whoops, you just wrecked it because that was an expensive little computer that only needed 5 volts of power. So if you're going to be working on stuff like that, a little knowledge goes a very long way. It'll keep you out of a lot of trouble. So learn and buy the stuff that you need to do the job effectively, including that step-down adapter if you need it. They're not expensive, they're like 30, 35 bucks. This one's on the truck right now for $164.99. They have different versions of these diagnostic units, but this is the one that's a PowerProbe 3. They have a PowerProbe 3 EZ. This is the one that's going to cost you the least out of all their popular lines and still allow you to do the most. If $164.99 seems like a lot of money, think about how much time this will save you in troubleshooting an issue and getting to a definitive diagnostic. That time savings alone will pay for this tool very quickly. They have a PowerProbe 4, but that does a lot of different things, including the stuff that the PowerProbe 3 does. But most of those functions most guys don't need. So if you have to start somewhere, I'd recommend starting with the PowerProbe 3. Speaking of 18-inch long 3/8 drive ratchets, here's the one from Gearwrench that's bundled with their long-handled 1/4 inch. But this does not have a flex head. This is a very popular 2-piece set. This 2-piece set costs less than if you were to just buy the 3/8 ratchet by itself. This is a 120 XP mechanism on these, so you get a 3-degree arc swing for the head, lifetime warranty, and it comes in a really nice foam case with the finger cutouts to make it easy to pull the ratchet out. 9-inch long 1/4 drive, 18-inch long 3/8 drive for less than $100 bucks. I think it's like $96 and change or something like that. Very good value for what it is. And I'm stoked because I don't know how many of the places you can buy this particular set. I've had it in the truck for a long time. It's a very good seller. When you need really big wrenches, combination wrenches or angle wrenches for hydraulics or whatever, an excellent option is Sunex. Because quality is very good, prices are very good, warranty is very good, and warranty fulfillment is very good. I had a viewer leave a comment about one of my videos, and he asked, which is better, Gray Pneumatic or Sunex? Well, a question that is that open-ended is impossible to answer. I need more information to give you an opinion on that. Better how? You know, better price, better selection, better warranty fulfillment, better manufacturing process, better quality control, a better customer, I don't know. So many things could be better about one brand over another. But the long and short of it is this. If you settle on or decide upon good, reputable brands, then you'll be fine. Even if you find that one has a deficiency somewhere, it's still not going to be a game changer for you, and you won't have wasted your money if you stick with really good brands. So, you know, Sunex is one of those brands that I recommend sticking with as a go-to because their selection is so good. Their pricing is outstanding. And warranties are a cinch. If you don't go through me, you can go through them directly. They have a Sun Express program where you just submit a picture of your broken tool and they will send you a replacement. This is 14-piece standard wrench set. The sizes go from 3/8 to 1 1/4 inches. They're beautiful. Full polish combination wrenches. 12-point box end. A V-groove in the open end, but that V-groove doesn't really do anything. So don't be fooled into thinking that you're getting some superior design. You're not. The reason why that does nothing is because there's nothing opposite those faces to actually apply any pressure to your bolt fastener. If you know how this works, when you put a wrench onto a fastener, when you turn it, your one end is pushing in one direction and the other end is pushing in the opposite direction. Your biggest function on an open-end wrench is these two parallel jaws. How well do they fit? What are the tolerances? And do they spread? These are excellent quality. I've never known anyone to be disappointed with any of the Sunex wrenches that I sell. I sell a lot of these sets. I sell a ton of their stubby wrenches as well because their pricing is like $70 for the metric set and $75 for the standard set. I mean, come on. No one's got prices like that. That you can find on a tool truck. This set here is $164.99. I mean, come on. Price out on every other tool truck a wrench set that's this comprehensive and see what it costs. I promise it's going to cost at least twice as much as this Sunex set. And the quality is going to be excellent, but is it going to be better? I mean, what are you getting for your money? So when you shop this stuff around, ask a lot of questions. You know, what's the selection like in what comes in the product? What's the warranty? What's the warranty fulfillment? Is this stuff on back order a lot? Can you get open stock easily enough that you can replace single items? And these are the things that are going to matter because that determines what it's like to own this stuff over time. Not just what it costs at the point of sale, but rather what's the return on your investment? How long do you have to wait to make the money back based on how much you use this stuff and how efficient is it going to make you? And you can save so much money if you're just patient and you shop it and you ask questions and make sure that if you do business on the tool trucks, you're dealing with honest tool guys because a lot of them just want you to buy the stuff they've got because it's the only thing that they can sell. I'm very fortunate that I have a lot of options so we can shop stuff around. And when my customer asked me, he said, what do you got for a standard wrench set? I said, we're going to look at Sunex, we're going to look at K-Tool, we're going to look at Gearwrench. We can look at SK as well, but SK is extremely expensive. So very quickly we can whittle it down to price, warranty, and selection. And it was very easy to kind of zoom in on the Sunex one. And because I was already familiar with this, the K-Tool and the Gearwrench sets, I could bring up all three. He could look at them side by side. And he can say, I'll take that one. Perfect. I can give him a choice. And that's the way buying should be. This is such a good value. I brag about this a lot. If you're in the market for a digital torque wrench, I would like you to please compare the Gearwrench 120 XP digital torque wrench to Matco, Snap-on, Mac, and Cornwell's torque wrenches. Please. We're going to do... Oh, hang on. I'll show you. Go to page 3 in the latest Matco flyer. This is their flyer number 4. Okay, here's the cover. On page 3, digital torque wrenches. Half-drive torque wrench, $612.50, right there. For the half-inch drive. Okay? Ranges from 25 to 250 foot-pounds like most half-inch drive torque wrenches do. Comes with a 1-year warranty like most torque wrenches do. I should say all torque wrenches do. And it does angle. It beeps, it lights up, it vibrates. Just like other torque wrenches. But what are you getting when you buy the Matco one for $612.50? That you're not getting when you pay $409.99 for this one. If my basic math skills serve me correct, that's a $203 difference in the price between this guy and the Matco one. What are you getting for that money if you buy the Matco one? And the answer is, I can't tell you. I have no idea. None. In fact, I think that you're getting a superior product with the Gearwrench one. This has their 120 XP head, which means you get a 3-degree swing arc. Matco advertises a 5-degree swing arc, so this one's going to be better in tight spaces because it's going to require less room to engage. This has a 72-tooth design. This has 120 positions on a 60-tooth gear because they double the pawl. So in essence, it's like 120 teeth. It's as fine as 120 teeth would be, but with the strength of a 60-tooth gear. So you're getting way more positions on this one. And this one has presets and torque modes just like this one. So I actually think you can get a better deal when you get the Gearwrench one. You're not giving up anything by paying over $200 less. You're getting a better torque wrench. So get something that's better for your money and save yourself a ton in the process. And that's 33% less. I mean, the question is, if you need a torque wrench, why aren't you buying the Gearwrench one? What other one would you buy? You know, it's just as accurate. They're just as easy to get calibrated and certified if you need it. Easy to repair if you need that done too. I mean, come on. There's don't throw good money after bad. Don't insist on getting one particular brand because it has a reputation or another guy in the shop has it if there isn't the value there for you. Now, maybe the Mako guy is very good to you. Maybe he's an excellent guy and you want to give him business and he's there at your shop regularly and he is very serious about doing good business with you and you want to give him that business, fine. Maybe to you that's $203 well spent. All the power to you. But what I'm saying is that's not your only option. You're not pigeonholed into this. You can buy almost all the products I showed you can buy somewhere else. This digital torque wrench though, I haven't seen anywhere. Like I can't find it on Amazon. I don't think any Amazon sellers are allowed to sell it. Even the Gearwrench store on Amazon does not sell that torque wrench. So I like it from my perspective because they kind of drive your purchasing decision to be, you know, toward the tool trucks and toward the things that I can offer you, which is great for me. But it's not like, you know, you're getting the wool pulled over your eyes because you can see what the other tool trucks are offering. You can go on the tool truck company's websites and look and see. I know the Snap-on torque wrench is over $700. The Cornwell one is, I think, about $650. The Mac one is a little bit less than the Mako one, but it's still, I think it's like $599. So it's still way more than the Gearwrench one. And you're getting the same pro-grade quality tool in the Gearwrench that you're going to get in any of the other brands. Warranty is the same. Performance is actually better. And service is just as easy as the other guy. So find yourself a good, reliable tool guy who's giving you good deals and not taking advantage of you. Make sure he's giving you good information. And if he's not, don't do business with him or take him to task. Make sure you're getting your money's worth and getting the benefits and the service that you deserve from your tool guy, because God knows every tool truck is expensive, including my own. Even though, you know, for most of the stuff I'm less than the other tool trucks, it's still more than you'll pay on other buying options like getting stuff online or going to the store. So make sure you're getting your money's worth and don't take anything less from that, because you deserve to get all the service and the quality and the selection for your hard-earned money, because this stuff is going to make you money and you need to rely on it and the information you get to make good decisions. Keep watching the channel because we've got some cool stuff coming down the line, including a complete going over of this Mako flyer. That seems to be a pretty popular segment when I look at the other tool companies' flyers. The Mako one is the one that I look at most because they seem to have, honestly, the most outrageous pricing. Their products are fine. I have no issue with the quality. I'm never going to say anything bad about that, but holy cow, you don't have to spend that kind of money. They've even overtook Snap-on in some areas, I think, for their pricing. It's getting kind of out of control. So we're going to do a video on that flyer. I'm doing a flyer on, a video on the Milwaukee M18 8-inch hatchet chainsaw. I got a ton of trees, well, many tons of trees I have to cut with it after an ice storm that we had a few weeks back. So I'm getting around to getting all that done, shooting a video for you on that, and all the regular tools and haul stuff that we got coming down the line as usual. So do me a favor. Click down here now to subscribe so that you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, use a tool. Don't be one.